morning, chat. Good morning, good morning. Fuck. Good morning, chat. Holy. Bro. Alright. Discord, we good? Discord. Might check Discord. Discord might check. Discord might check. Alright, lip. Oh shit, hold on. 1 second. I forgot to do my MetaTrader. My MetaTrader. Sorry, chat, 1 second. We're real. Alright, should be good. Alright, yo. Alright, yo. Chad, we got 1 day. 1 day before FOMC. Alright. Chat, let's see what we can do today. Let's see what we can do today. It looks like what does it look like? It looks like we're yeah, so it looks like we're in the zone still, right? So I'm not sure what London did. Let's see, did it come up for this might be a little loud. Did it come up for a top wick? Let's see. Let's see. So coming up right now, that's pretty good. This is 60 pip range. Yeah, so London, late NY came down, and then Asian kind of ranged up, and then London popped up. So not much, just like in the range really. Like we got a pullback yesterday, like late New York, and then you kind of just made your way back up to the top of the range. So still no movement since like Sunday opening basically. But yeah, as discussed like yesterday, we're still in this range chat. So on this weekly, like this is kind of what we're looking at, how we close or we're closing below within these areas there, and this is kind of what you're holding right now, right? So that's still holding that resistance, that area there, which means that we're still in this range. So this top wick could still be a thing. I mean, you got a top wick already. You broke the previous kind of highs. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen from here, because this could be a top wick, or this could just continue. Like, it doesn't need to make a top wick holding these ranges. It can make a top wick up here. At that point, is it even a top wick, or is it just gonna fake back into the range? You know what I mean? So that's like kind of where we're at, because I think we are changing cycles too. Hopefully, like, it doesn't take too long to print into the next cycle, like how March and April was, right? It took a long time to go into May, and at the end of May it picked up, and in June, I mean, back into the range. But you spent a lot of time here, and then you had a short drop for like a week or two, and then you pulled back, right? And then now it's like, okay, we didn't clearly like fill the bottom of the range yet. You came down in these areas, which could be the zone, or it could be the higher low. But if you haven't filled with this range yet, something tells me that there's a chance you can still come back down and retest below to 4,000, right? Which is down here, because that's the range fill. Because it's very rare for price to like just reverse the middle of nowhere. I know it did it here, but then again, it came back down to make a new low, right? Eventually, before actually taking up. So like, it's very rare for price to just like take off without like filling the ranges first, because you need like that structure, you need that range to form, and you need liquidity, right? Price were to really be bullish here. So it's just in the range. It's hard to say if we're ranging yet, because this is the first pullback. So this can easily just continue down after making a lower high. Or you could come down and retest the lows, and then, if it rejects there, I would consider that a range, because now you actually have some type of like areas holding these zones here at 4,000. And then you have 4,400 being held too. So this is the range that you'll be in, right? So yeah, until then, it's hard to say. So something tells me like we are transitioning right now, because of how like rapid this move up was on Thursday and Friday. So what that means is it could be some time before we get a trade. Maybe not. Hopefully not. Fingers crossed. It doesn't mean it's like 100% untradeable, but it could be like March, April again, where there's not like direction. There's not enough like volatility, right? But again, FOMC is tomorrow, and I do think, since it took a long time, like in the last range, like March, April over here, and this is very short-lived, that it could be cooking up for another move coming shortly. So I don't think it'll be as long as March and April, but I do think we're transitioning, right? So hopefully you transition into a drive cycle, because if this was a range cycle, if this was a drive cycle here, and then this is a range, and then this is a liquidity cycle, then we're in like liquidity leading to drive, which is a good thing, right? Because this time when we drive, it might be a stronger, longer push than just like kind of this, right? There's a reason why this was short. So just ask yourself questions like, why was it a short push? Like, why did we range for that long just to move down this much, right? So could be transition to that drive end. So that's good, because if it does drive, I can only imagine like if it starts breaking above 4,400, and then it starts breaking above 4,800, as it breaks back into these ranges, creates structure above like 49, you're back up to all-time highs, right? That'll be nice. But until then, we don't know. That's the thing, right? So like, could be a little more difficult. But FOMC is tomorrow, so that's a pretty big folder. Tomorrow, Wednesday, FOMC, right? At what the fuck? Why is FOMC at 8 p.m. Eastern? Oh, I'm on a wrong time frame. I was gonna say, I was like, why are we? I'm like, why is it at 8 p.m.? Okay, yeah. So 2 p.m. tomorrow should be FOMC, and then you have like 2:30 speeches and all of that, right? So that's good. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at with structure. Um, Now let's take a deep dive into the smaller time frame and see what we can do next. Because now that we understand the higher time frame, right? We understand where we're at, right? There's only a couple things that price could do if it starts to range, which is reject, right? This resistance. Let me just mark this up with these lines here. So we have that, this there, this here, right? So that's kind of where we're in. And if, like, again, if we're starting to range and this is like a lower high, then you should be able to reject to continue down, right? Question is how, right? So let's drop down to small time frames, start looking at different time frames, like the daily here. Daily here closed like weak bullish yesterday, like doji weak bullish. I wouldn't put it, that's not like candle. It feels bearish maybe, but weak bullish there. For our structure, like you're kind of just stuck in this range here still. This range here is 800 pips. Sorry, so 800 pip range there. That's not bad. It's not bad. It's definitely like somewhat tradable, right? Let's see. If this is the top of the range, 43.81, and then you have your support zones right around here. Yep, basically 42.64. Can we go lower? That's the gap, right? Can we use that instead? If we use this, then it's going to be around here. $42.80, $42.68, $42.42. We can use this, but there is a gap here, right? Which is that clean traffic candle. And then I want to zone to determine like when that will get filled, or when that imaginary candle will get filled, which is going to be more likely here. So we should be able to put something at 42.74, because let's say like price does make its way down. Like there's not much I can really do now at this point from here, like unless it comes up first and then I can start looking for sells like within this area, right? That'd be nice. So we can grab that range, but if it just continues down from here, it's gonna be a little difficult because I need to see structure. So there's a high chance that I will be missing out on this range here. You heard that? So like basically if it drives down like 640 pips, I gotta watch it drop down at 640 pips unless you get structure. So that's very key. But yeah, if it starts to make its way down below there with structure, then below 42.74, that's like your gap fill that everyone's kind of waiting on. And then we can look to grab that as well. And then if we can't get that, then we can also just get sells below like 42.42, right? Below there, we can also have this range here, which is 800 pips as well. So you have a lot of range. It's just when is this gonna pick up, right? And then for buys, that could be a thing too, because it doesn't need to come down only, even though we're at a daily like resistance, right? It doesn't need to come down from here. From here, you can also look at it from this perspective where you're closing back into this range here. And if we're closing back to that range there, you have like some minor support zones here, some areas here. So as long as you hold like these areas, this can take up for all like go up for all I know, right? It can correct the entire move from June, basically, right? That's still a thing. So it doesn't need to come down, but it is a pretty heavy move from last week, and there's been no pullback since, right? You haven't had like very minor pullbacks here, like just here and then like maybe here, like nothing crazy, nothing where you're breaking structure to show you that it could continue down to a point where it'll fake out if it goes up, right? Basically. So still not there. But yeah, these are the areas I'll have up today, and then maybe I'll add like a resistance somewhere up here at 44.85. Up in these areas, we can have some type of resistance here. Let's see. Just for the next zone, right? Like if you were to break above 43.81, you would know like, okay, it's gonna go to this price point, which is gonna be here. add this. What was 42.42 again? That was the next support, right? Like below the gap fill. Do we need to have this? Maybe below here. Let's put it right there. And then, sorry, chat, hold on. And then this, make that smaller. Okay, cool. So now let's go to MT5. 43.81, 42.74, 42.08. 42.74. These are massive ranges. I'm gonna add more zones too, but let me just add it here first. 42.74. 42.08. All right. And then where can we add these minor zones? Maybe look around here. 43.07. Could be a decent datum. Like it's moving decent. But yeah, I'll leave like 43.01 chat. And then I think that's it. So like to basically sum everything up again. We're at a daily zone on the higher time frame, like a daily resistance, and we're trying to figure out, or price will tell us if this is going to reject or not, off of that resistance zone, that like these zones right here, right, that you've rejected in the past. And if it is, then this is the range you're still in, so you can still bounce between that top of the range and then the lows from like last Thursday, right? The thing is, it doesn't need to come down. There's no obligation that price needs to bounce off of this resistance. So if it does continue to drop up, then you'll see it continue up towards like above like 4381. And if it does break above there, then the only thing we'll look out for maybe it's just like range ones and range twos, and then eventually you can look for structure above there, right? Which is range one, range two, and then look for your buys up above like 4400 up towards 4465, etc., right? And if you do reject the daily resistance, then you'll see it make its way down. The thing about that is you're going to need to see some structure. So you're going to need to see price come down, pull back, come down, pull back, come down, pull back. And then below here, you can look for sells. The only way I can look for sells coming down towards 42.75 is maybe one, if you get like some type of liquidity, which is like above like 4381. You break all the highs. You don't continue up for some reason. You shift back into the range, right? And then you can kind of see it as like a fake out. And then you start looking for sells back down and retest the lows. Whereas that range would be doable if you were to get a steeper top wick. If not, then, you know, we're going to have to just watch this drive down like 600 bips, right? So, yeah, that's kind of what I got right now. That's pretty much it. And then, what do you call it? Forex, FOMC is tomorrow at 2 p.m. East. And no red folders there tomorrow. So it's just straight price. All right, chat? That's basically today's price action. What else is there? Yeah, that's basically it. Higher time frame is just like whenever it changes cycles, chat, like you don't need a force trades in this market cycle change. Like a lot of my losses in the past have came from market cycle changes, but that was before we realized that there is a market cycle change, right? But once you like could see like market cycle changes, and you have a better understanding of like when like higher probability trades are going to play out versus like, you know, lower probability, because direction is pretty like unpredictable right now. We can say, oh yeah, go to all-time highs should continue up, which is true. We can also say, you know, this thing's been coming down since the beginning of the year, and this can still be low rise. So we're at that price point. So if we were like, if this is like the minute chart, same thing. I mean, maybe on the minute chart we'll look for a wick entry sells here, probably, most likely. But if this is the minute chart, right? We wouldn't know what to do here. It's like, aside from wick entry sells, which we can't really take because this is a higher time frame. It's like you want to wait for this blue zone to break out, either break up above or break up below. It doesn't matter where it goes, whichever way it goes will follow anyways, but it goes up. If it confirms it, you'll pull back and continue. Same thing for the way down too. Like if you were to make your way down, if you confirm that, you continue. Otherwise, you know, you still kind of get those fake outs back into the ranges like this that can occur, right? And then same thing goes for here too. Like coming up, could easily break back into the range and continue down. And this is doing nothing different from these lower highs, these lower highs, these lower highs. Right, it's kind of the same shit that's been printing. Free smoke. What's up, Eddie? What's up, Wazim Montesate? But yeah, hopefully volume, man. 8:30 here in 3 minutes, so 30 minutes gonna close very weak. You know? So Reggie, 5 leb. Yep, this one right here. Maybe a wick entry sells. Maybe a wick entry sells. Depends though. Depends like how heavy this push up is, but could be. Wick entry buys too. That's also doable, but really depends on how heavy you drop, right? How fast it is too. Let's see. Damn. Damn. This is like a one tiny ass range. 100 pip range here. 30 close like weak bullish in the range. Whenever it gives closing above 41 at 5.9, it drove up only at the left. Whenever it's giving closing above 41 at 5.9, it drove it up only at the left. What's your major zone for today? 43.81 and 42.74. That's a pretty wide range though. I was thinking of splitting this up. You're gonna have something maybe here. Whenever it's closing above 41 and 5.9, drove only at the left. Yeah, could be a continuation here, up towards 81s. I don't know. I can't really tell off of this information we have. But yeah, when the market picks up, it's gonna be like straight butter. The market made a low at 40.24 and rallied straight to 43.50 without forming any major higher low. Do you think we need another leg down structure before moving higher? I would like to see one. Yeah, like if we could create structure, because you haven't had structure yet, like aside from like these minor pullbacks. Yeah, I agree. So I like to see it before coming up, but it doesn't need to do it before coming up. You know what I mean? Like it is a possibility, but it doesn't need, like, price is not obligated to, like, you know, like gun to the back of your head, like create a higher low. You know, like it doesn't need to do that. You can just continue up still. It's bullish. It's been bullish to a point from Thursday, Friday, where it may not pull back. It might just be a rally. That's the thing. That's what we're trying to figure out. Even though we're at a daily resistance, right? Like this is like your daily range you got here. It doesn't need to like reject, you know? It can literally just push above back into this range. Break right back into that 4,600 areas. But I do think we're missing something here. So if you can come back down and fill that range, that'd be nice. Right? Down towards these areas, that'll be a lot better. So that's still a possibility. That with the daily resistance, right? So two things in one. That'd be nice. Because it's still bearish, right? The only thing that's bullish really is like if you zoom in and you look at like the last 3 days. But if you look overall, like you've been pretty bearish since the year started, basically. What's up, Emmanuel? Yeah, for le there. For le. True. Oh yeah, it is one. You're right. Let's see. You open a funded account just to see what all the fuss is about. How the fuck do you trade on this spreads are like 5x? What company? The Fivers? I've never heard of that. Chat, y'all heard of the Fivers before? Y'all heard of the Fivers funding company? Anyone use that? The 5%ers? The 5%ers. Chat, how do you guys trade negative R? Or actually, I don't even think you. How do you trade negative RR on a funded? For those that do. It's a pretty old one though. I see. Forever trade way on Don. Like, I just don't know if it's even doable though. That's the thing about if I were to trade a funded, I'll have to like bend and like, you know, change like the way I trade basically just to trade in a funded. Like I was looking at it. I was like, almost everyone had like a 5% drawdown limit, which is doable, but it might take us like, I don't know. And they have like some weird rules, like consistency rules. Like, what the fuck is a consistency rule? Like, they want you to have an average profit around the same amount every time. It's like the market doesn't print the same shit every day. They know, like, they know that, but they're just placing that rule there so you can like take trades that force trades and take trades that you shouldn't, like, that's not part of your skill set. So that's what I've seen. Like, I don't know what consistency rule is. I saw that, and then like the max drawdown day, that's pretty standard, but some of them have some weird rules, man. Some weird rules. If there's a fund company that, like, you know, fits my style more, man, I'm gonna make a fund company that has negative RR trading. FTMO is good, yeah. FTMO is good. Their rules were pretty decent. They didn't have any like weird consistency rules or any of that. It was just straight up. The only thing about FTMO was really nothing. I don't think so. People say it's expensive, but you're paying for a pretty good funded, to be honest. You're paying for a pretty good funded. The quality of FTMO is better than most. Is there any fund company chat that has like 20% max daily drawdown? No, right? That's not a thing. Expensive, but they earn it too. I mean, everyone's talking about like Lucid or like, yeah, Lucid right now. That's what everyone's kind of talking about. Lucid funded. You might have swing accounts. So they have a swings and I see max 10%. Or I can just do the, if I run a fund, it would just be the acceleration, right? Or whatever that one's called. Pencil swing account. Also, I'll probably want like the fund company to have allow me to copy trade over to like my accounts. Icy markets, yeah, that's really familiar. Yeah, I'll probably try to copy trade if they allow, because we're taking the same trades, right? Like, I'm not gonna be taking like different trades on it. It'll be the same trades. What happened with IC markets? Hello, Donvo. Good morning. What books help you succeed in trading? Like the books that helped me succeed in trading weren't related to trading, to be honest. It's just like other subjects and topics and just other books that I just somehow applied. But like I still to this day never read the what do you call that? What's that one book? The Mark Douglas book. And what's it called? In the Zone or something? I still haven't read that book to this day. But that's a pretty good book, they said. That's like everyone just recommends that book. I don't know. I like to just sample size, like, you know, I just show up every day and then just take notes over time and then create my own plays off of what I've noticed. Like some people like reading like self-help books, like like psychology books. I mean, I'm reading this book right now. That's what I've been reading, but it has nothing to do with trading. It's just the Steve Jobs book. So that's what I've been reading. But yeah, nothing to really do with trading. Copier, good copier. I use social trader tools. I think you can connect up to like 10 accounts. But every account's like $20, basically. My bias today is it's a little difficult. I don't really have one right now. I'll say like bullish if it breaks above 43.81 and holds that zone, and then I'll say bearish if it starts breaking below 42.74. But yeah, it's a little hard to say right now. Trading in the zone. Yeah, number one trading book. The most popular trading book. Mbappe today? Yo, who won that match last night at like the 9 p.m. match? Who was it again? Who played last night? Was it Egypt? I saw the Spain game. Can't believe it was 0-0. There's so many draws yesterday. Check who won that last match last night. Belgium, Egypt 1-1. Holy. Yo, it's actually like a lot of draws, huh? Watching from Japan? Hey. What's up? Japan. Saudi versus Uruguay, same 1-1. Yeah, it was like. Yamin Yamal didn't start though. He came on in like the 7th minute. Let's see, chat. A little volume here. Little volume. I think it's been a week. No, it's been 6 days since we last had a trade. You guys are asking what's the longest we went without a trade. It was probably like a week and a half, 2 weeks. 10 days maybe, or 14, 15 days. Shush. Spreads are pretty decent right now. Pretty tight spreads. Come on, gold. Please, bruh. No late day today. Four might close a lead too. Shit. It might actually, yeah. Damn. Does any of your old friends still trade with you on your style of trading? Yeah, I hear, like, I see people reference or say certain terms that that were once part of my strategy still. Like, I was watching a live stream yesterday and I saw someone on it and they were just referencing like kind of how we trade, like just our price action and like net of RR. I'm like, it's, I don't know, I hear it all the time from people. Were you waiting for a trade, buy or sell position done? Right now, I'm waiting for this, probably a 4-hour close here in about 10 minutes, and then once that closes, we'll see what we can do next. But I want to see this 4 close. You have 10 minutes, unless you like really spike up here. Just waiting for volume, really. Like, this range right now is like a massive range, but I don't have much information to take any trades in this range. That's the thing. Right now, because I don't know where it's gonna go from here, so I need that volume to come in. Likely 70s. What you think? 70s is right there. I see it. It's very doable. Yeah, 70s is like right there. How far is that? That is 180 pips. Yeah, it's right there. And you have a 4 leg candle too right here. You see this? This is a 4 leg. This is a body reaction. So the only thing is, like, you're about to close a leg candle too, right? So maybe you can fill it before the 4-hour close. If it could, that'd be sweet. Up in these ranges. It's pretty doable though. Pretty doable. how much range is it again? 180. Yeah, it's not bad. And then if you can get that, maybe we get a wick entry sell, chat, at 81. Maybe a little higher here. Let's see. But the first breakout above this range again, right? After very minor pullbacks. I'm guessing those more so up here, up at like 43.98, 4400 areas. How far is that? It's not too bad. 450, maybe between here and here though. Depends on how heavy you push. Let's see. Making its way up. That's not bad though. Yesterday, like, I don't think we got volume until around 11, right? 10:30. Bit of an ass. Sorry, what are we aiming for today? Just to be patient and wait for our setups. I don't really have an aim like when I hop on the charts. Like, I'm aiming to get a trade, right? But it doesn't always give me an opportunity. But worst case, we'll like level up our discipline and patience. But we know what we're waiting for right now, at least, and that's just volume. Waiting for that to kick in, and then it takes us much closer to a trade idea. Coming into third quarter, I think range have gone smaller this year. Yeah, it's gone smaller, but yeah, remember like what cycle were you in overall, right? It's like you came off of like a massive move to start the year off, and then you pull back and you range, and then this could be liquidity. So the reason it could be slow, like it could be slow until quarter 4 for all I know, but because it doesn't matter like the quarter, but where we're at. So it could be slow until we figure this out, which I don't think will be too long, but either if you like, you know, start breaking back into the range, because then you'll see massive drives, and then those months or that price action should be a lot easier to read, or you know, it could also be a lower high to just start making its way back down too, and then that would be pretty directional as well. But I think like that has a big part, because over here like we're just waiting for that weekly leg candle fill, and you got it right. There's no more leg candles, and that's fine, but look at where we're kind of tapping into, right? Starting to tap into some heavy zones here. So usually heavy zones, like think about Bitcoin, right? Whenever Bitcoin taps into a heavy zone, what does it do? Like it just ranges, right? Bitcoin has a pretty good I've noticed that Bitcoin has a pretty good market cycles, like pretty readable cycles. Like even this right here, you had a drive, because when Bitcoin moves, it moves. When it doesn't move, it just doesn't move, and you'll know when it moves because it just doesn't stop. Right, but you had a massive move, and then you had a range, and then you had this fake out here, right? So that could be liquidity, and then now you have continuation. So then from here, it's like, okay, well, you know, if you start pushing up here and making like lower highs, could that be continuation down? from here on out, right? If this was liquidity here, or it could be double fake outs too. Double fake outs, right? Because we are in this range here. If you look left, this is the range we're kind of in. Hasn't filled the bottom yet, so it's still missing a bottom wick. Middle of nowhere, right? That can tap the bottom of the range, which is here. And if that continues to break, then GG's, man. Like crypto, Bitcoin might come down to 40K, right? 40K, 30K. But yeah, Bitcoin has pretty good market cycles. It's not bad, especially on the higher time frame. Drive range liquidity, drive range liquidity. Does 4211 gap have to fill? No, it doesn't have to fill. Gaps don't have to fill. Chat, gaps are just gaps. It's just market. It's like it's just a candle. Just draw it in. It doesn't have to fill. Can it fill? Definitely. Does it have to fill? No. So like it's the same as if like any other price action, right? It's like if you draw a candle in here, let's go down to here maybe. Let's say you draw it in, right? Like right here. At what point do you think it's gonna fill? Like from here, can you make a prediction that it's gonna fill? You can make the prediction, but your only confirmation is like the fact that there's a gap, there's a wick fill there, or gap fill, right? That's your only confirmation. Is that confirmation, or is that just a guess? More so of a guess. But like, what if you actually start printing like, you know, some nice structure? This is your minor support here, and this is the bottom of the range, right? That's your gap. You just drew it in. What if you start coming down like that? Can it come down now? It's closer, not completely. What if you get like some pullbacks in structure? Okay, you're pulling back up now. You should go up, right? That's what price should do off of that support. Let's say it doesn't go up. Comes back down, breaks below. Okay, can you fill the gap now? As you continue to hold these ranges, okay, you get to a point where price action is not set up for you to fill the gap, right? But like the last thing you want to do is like just guess that like, oh, there's a gap fill, because then that's just like a leg candle, or like anything else. Like you can look at like some candle from like 1970 and be like, oh, that wick, that gap there has to fill, right? Like I'm sure there's gaps that hasn't been filled from like back in the day still, right? That we probably forgot about at this point. So like gaps are just imaginary candles, really, and you're just applying the same price action when you're looking for the gap fill. That's the thing though, you'll see it, right? Like when it comes to a time where it fills the gap, like you'll see the structure setting up for it the same way any other trade will give you. Nyse, I don't think so. Tomorrow. I mean, you got 4:30, like these yellow folders here, unless you get some unexpected news, right? That can come out, but that comes out almost every day. Tomorrow's a big day though. Tomorrow, and then yeah, just tomorrow. Next, and then Friday's a bank holiday. Interest rates for the pound though on Wednesday are on Thursday too. Chat, we have 1 minute here. Is a 4-hour leg candle closure. Let's see. It looks like we do have a 4-hour leg. So you have this one that hasn't been filled yet, and you have this one. All right, we can assume that this will get filled. We can assume that this will get filled, right? But that's the battle now. It's gonna be a battle between, is this gonna get filled or is this gonna get filled first, right? So you're gonna have to miss on one of the moves. I'm assuming if it comes straight up here, we're gonna have to miss on that, but we can get wick entry sells at 81s right in that zone. And then if you come down first here, right, this is a leg candle. If you come down first and you fill this one and you start making your way back above here, it could be look for buys now. High chance, because now you have some nice structure, and this is out the way too. So that would take, like, this leg candle will help you get more buys if it comes back up after filling. It may not come back up after filling, right? And if it doesn't, then we're still gonna have to wait on this range. But I'm hoping it does, because for sells, we wanted sells below 4301 earlier, right? From here, but if it comes up first, breaks the highs, and then shifts back into the range here, we can look for sells in this area, but only if it comes up towards here. So if we can get this leg candle fill first, that creates structure to get buys up, that'd be nice. We may not even have to be, or We may not even get the wick entry sells, but if we get the buys up towards this leg candle fill, that'd be nice. Because then let's say that's not true direction, and then later on in the session it decides to fake back, we'll be in these sells too. So we'll be in both positions. Right? But this wick fill here is 90, and then this leg candle up here is like 180, so this is almost half. Can the price form a 3-month consolidation phase similar to what happened after 2012? Shit. I don't know what a 3-month consolidation phase. Like, are you saying like in 2012 that's where you're in? It can, but like it's not 4,000 in 2012, or it wasn't, right? So you're looking at price action from like, let's say 1,000, or like what was it at in 2012? Maybe like less than 900, something like that. I don't know. Like usually when I look at like traffic, I look left to see like, has it happened in these areas before? Not so much the pattern. The pattern would help though, but based on like where we are. You look far though, huh? Every time you have like you always mention like 2012 or something. Could be though. We're in the daily range where that can happen. Hope not though. That's a long time. Technically, there's a leg count on a daily time frame. Daily. Bottom. Oh, right here. Yeah, that one hasn't been filled. You got the body reaction though for sure. Hasn't been filled yet. Yeah. Very possible. Very possible. Chat, good training week though. How's the week started for everybody? Been decent. Sunday was a gap. Yesterday wasn't bad. Wasn't too bad. I think yesterday was pretty doable. If you were looking for buys. 1.2%. That's a good week, man. If we can get a 5% trade. 0 trades. Uncle Banks. Uncle Banks. Uncle Banks. Break even this week. True. Leg candle fill. Yo, are we gonna get the leg candle body reaction first then? Off of the 4. Damn. Sorry, chat. Do you go to raves? No, I don't go to raves. I don't think I've ever been to a rave. I've been in like mosh pits though for concerts, but I don't think raves. I've never been to a rave. Don, why don't you look into liquidity sweeps? I'm telling you, if you incorporate this into your trading, you will substantially increase your win rate. I mean, what if I already look for liquidity sweeps, but instead of calling it a liquidity sweep, I'm looking at like the market cycle changes? You know what I mean? I could have a support zone down here and that could be a liquidity sweep. Instead of like looking for a liquidity sweep, I can look to just say, okay, chat, we're gonna let this drive down 600 pips. Maybe that move is a liquidity sweep, you know? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like this move could be a liquidity sweep. This whole entire daily move could be a liquidity sweep. This right here. The moves, like this move this year could be a liquidity sweep on the higher time frame, just shift back up. Right? What even is a liquidity sweep? What is a leg candle? What is market cycles? What is price action? You know, it's just definitions. It's just definitions to help you recognize certain patterns or certain things, really. And everyone has their own like recognitions of like what they see, right? Like my leg candle could be your liquidity sweep, you know what I mean? Or my leg candle could be like someone's like, you know, VWAP player or something, or like some, right, on like the minute they might have some type of aura block there. Like someone might have an imbalance down here, right? And there's like gazillion ways to like view it. Gazillion. Would you ever add footprint charts? I don't. What are footprint charts? Footprint charts to see real-time data instead of waiting for candle closure. I don't know. I've been using I've been waiting for candle closures since like I first started trading. So I just look at candles. You can look at the daily chart, current structure. Let's see. I don't know why I didn't see it on my MT5 2012. Let's see. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Damn, this goes back to like the 70s, right? Chat, look, there's like a gap. Like, look, like you telling me, bro. Like, chat, I'm waiting for a gap fill here to happen. You know what I mean? Like look, there's a gap fill right here from $72 to $69. I'm waiting for that to get filled. You know, I think we're gonna take sells because there's a gap fill there. You know what I mean? Like, you really want to see how it gets down first. Look, there's a gap fill here that hasn't been filled. There's like a million gaps all the time that don't always get filled. So a gap fill isn't a confirmation always, or a gap fill shouldn't be your only confirmation. If you're looking for a gap fill, you should combine it with everything else that you do. 2012, what'd you say? 2012, May 21st. May 21st. That is over here. Here's the thing. I don't know how. Oh shit, hold on. You were talking about the daily current structure. June, May 12th. May 21st. It could be. Shit, I don't know. Like, that's like. I don't see the structure off rip though. I don't know what time frame you're looking at. This maybe. Oh yeah, this kind of looks alike. Yeah, could be. The difference between this and this though is that this is coming down, right? Remember that. This is coming up, and then but like recently this is coming down, compared to this where this is kind of just coming up. Because you had a move that came all the way down like this. This is your structure, right? Whereas on this time frame, so let's say this is your structure here, right? That's your structure right now, and then the structure you have here is like a little more different. It's kind of just like first off, I make return smooth. Alright, look, right? The structure is a little different, clearly. This is actually like making like higher lows going up. This is just like a range. So it could be, you could get the continuation, right? Because this would have clean traffic on the current price here too, from like this standpoint to here. But it's different. It's a little different. But yeah. But what are footprints though? I want to know. I never heard of footprints. I show the bid ask so you don't have to wait for closures. You get more confirmation. We don't always wait for closures though. Like when we get the wick entry sales, it's just like a tap into the zone. Closures, like we still wait for above and below the ranges, but I'm not gonna lie, we haven't had like closure positions in a minute. Like regular closure below ranges. I think a lot of our entries are just like lately just the wick, current higher lows usually. Like we rarely get the flip after a closure, right? The last time we had a flip on a closure was maybe like here. When was this? August 21st, 2025. And we looked for it. That was a flip. So like 30-minute like candle fill and opening of a candle, closes above, right? We'll get a bottom wick and then you flip bullish. We'll have a buy stop. Like that's what a flip is. But we haven't had one of those in a minute. It's been all just current higher lows, wick entries, current higher low, wick entries, current higher low, wick entries, current higher low, wick entries. Chat, refilling the 4LA here? Yeah, you got 4LA. You're feeling it. Let's see. So chat, this is good too, right? If this comes down, like fills that wick and then re-breaks these highs above here, you have this leg candle fill here. But volume's gonna play a huge factor or a huge part, because this is no volume here. This is just dry, very dry. What's up, Vivicio? Let's go. I am. I missed the 4K viewers times. I mean, you can time travel back to it. You got a time traveler? You missed the 4K viewer times maybe because of the hype. So there's hype, right? So of course we're gonna miss hype, but you never chase hype. Hype doesn't last forever. Consistency does. So if you're consistent, this is like boring consistency, patience. Like you come on this stream, it's boring. It's not. It's like, but it's consistently boring. It's like consistently waiting for trades, It's like you're not gonna get a trade every day. We're not gonna get a massive runner. You're not gonna see me take like no random positions here. You know, like these are my setups. I'm waiting for them. Done. Like 8 to 11, boom. And then slow growth is the best growth. You know? So that's kind of, but it's not like before where I'm just gonna be like, all right, chat, you know, fuck it, let's just take a position here. That's just not how I trade anymore. I don't think it was too far off like 3 years ago though from how I traded. But 3 years ago, I think we didn't apply like DRL yet. DRL came in like 2024. So these gotta go your pace though. Like everyone has their own pace, right? Just follow your pace. Don't try, like whenever you try match paces with someone else, that's when things go kind of backwards. So just go at your pace. If your pace right now is like flying, then continue to fly. You know, if your pace right now is like slowly, steadily, just trying to gain consistency, then keep going at that pace. But the moment when you start looking at someone else's pace and comparing it to yours, that's when shit goes to shit. You start doing things that you that wasn't part of the plan. You start rushing because you want their success. Like, just go at your pace. You know? Because everyone's on a different journey too, right? The Pip don't like you, Pencil. If you're flying, continue flying. Don Wick, so 80 or 70? I have 80. I have 80. Well, yeah, I don't know. Like, everyone's going out there. Everyone has their own journey and pace, right? Like, it's just, I just gotta stay focused, stay on task, because like I've been here before. I know like what it takes to kind of get back and get in motion again, and like I know what it takes because I've done this before. So you just gotta trust your gut, trust what you do, trust your journey, trust your process. Because the moment you start chasing someone else's, it's like trading too. You know, if you just only take breakouts, or like let's say you only trade imbalances, like continue taking imbalances. Someone else might come in and say, yo, look at this wick entry I took today. This shit moved 600 pips. You know, it could be a distraction. You could look at that and be like, damn, what am I doing that they're not doing? Or what are they doing that I'm not doing? Then you start comparing and you start taking positions that you're not educated in yet. You don't have any experience in. So you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes it's gonna be slow, but you gotta keep doing it, and then it will pick up. I might be delusional, low key, but you know, if I wasn't delusional to begin with, I wouldn't be where I am. But that's also trading too. Like, you gotta just go off of your own experience. I mean, we're all delusional as traders though. Also increased entry opportunities that show confirmation at wicks. So you already understand levels that anticipate the bounce of your wick entries, but the footprint will give you confirmation. Sorry, what do you want me to search? Search up deep charts, deep trades, imbalances. What is that? Is that? This better not be an indicator. All right. I mean, I think I've seen this before. It looks like order block or order flows. Is this for volume? Is that what this is for? I don't know. If I get to this point, I'll get to this point, you know? But this is like a whole different... I've never heard of that. But yeah, if I get to this point, I'll get to this point. I used to use something like this though. Like this is for volume, like back in the day. What's it called? I forgot what it was called, but it was like blue and yellow. And then that kind of gave me volume. But I don't know. I see like, I wouldn't say like it's bad to use indicators, but I see indicators as like a way for, it's like, you know when you ride a bike and you got training wheels on? I see it as kind of like that. It just helps you like isolate things like, yo, this is volume, this is trend, right? But you still got to put it all together in your head. You know what I mean? Like I use this indicator to show me when there's volume. I use this indicator to show me when there's trend. I use this indicator to show me when there's break of structure. And then over time, you get used to look at the charts and you understand what's a break of structure, what's volume, what's this, what's trend. And then you eventually don't even need indicators anymore. You know, like when you use a fib, you can tell like when you're gonna get retracement. Over time, you don't even need a fib to tell you when there will be a retracement or where till. You just have like levels that you've drawn over the time, and they usually just hit. They keep hitting. Like this right here is probably like 80% retracement or something. You know what I mean? Down we dumping. Yeah, did the 4 get filled? Yeah, 4 got filled, right chat? So that's good. So now if we can come back up above like 43.59, obviously like very key how it comes up, whether it's like you get like strong bullish candles coming up or like very slow candles coming up, but based off of that, it could determine whether we get ideas or not. I'm assuming based off how it came down, it was pretty slow. So if it does come back up here, I'll probably wait for like a second re-break or something. I probably do want to see this break the highs first, to be fair, because this could be a double fake out too, right? You can come up, still break the highs, and because they'll come down. That is still a possibility, because look, these moves aren't gonna have a significant impact on price, right? With like kind of where we're sitting right now, maybe the 4 close is not too bad because it did close above the range here, so that's good. But like it's in this range, so more structure is gonna be required. And if this continues down, we'll see it, right? We'll see like some structure, and then we'll be able to look for ideas here if there is enough structure. But I think that's what's lacking right now. Again, it's always like this, chat. Whenever you switch cycles, it's always going to be a little more like unpredictable. And if you can sit that out and you wait until price is actually like readable, we get to that part of the cycle, it should be a breeze. Like May was pretty decent, right? May, June, like those 2 weeks, it was pretty decent. We had a lot of trades, and then now we're transitioning again, so it could be a little slower. Deep Trust is a platform where you see order flow. See, it looked like order flow. It looked like order flow. But yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll add this in like the future, but you know, with time, we'll tell. I have no idea what this is. What's up, Daniel? Oh, I see. TP market. So it's like basically you just see like when people get in and get out, like big orders of volume. Like basically you'll see it like this jumping, like oh, like let's say some people takes out, like you just see orders coming in. You know what I use for that? This is what I use for that. Because then you can see like what people are taking here, right? Like majority of people taking buys right now, and then 46% are taking shorts of like 200 traders. And then you can also read this too and see what people are actually in. Like sometimes like I'll see like we'll see like a double fake out, and then someone here is like, fuck, what the fuck was that gold? And we're over here like, damn, that's just in the massive range, you know? So that's kind of like our order flow. My stops are in wicks. Wait, you in a position? Unfunded. You have no top wick, so maybe I can flip for you. Did you get that lecandle? Oops. I think we should just chill here forever. Tomorrow FOMC, we'll see tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow. I don't know. Tomorrow morning, like I wonder if this is priced in. Like there's a chance the push from Thursday Friday could be priced in. That'd be good for you, Pento. But yeah, if it's priced in, you may not see volume during FOMC. That's the thing, right? FOMC could be a hit or miss this week. Cause this move is pretty decent, like 3,000 pip move. So that would be crazy. You think it'll fill the gap today? If it breaks below 301, I think it's a high chance, yeah. But that's gotta break and hold first. And then below 74, yeah. I'll look to be part of the gap fill if we can. But it's gotta drop like 500 pips first. So it's quite a distance. Let's see. Let's remove this. I don't know if this is really gonna be a resistance here then, chat. But breaking back into the range here. Let's see. What's this right here again? 43.26. I think we could remove this. I don't know if that's really a zone too. And then this right here, this might not be a zone. Could put a minor zone though. Like that. What's up, Jack? Untraceable Jack. Sheesh. Chat, who is order block ICT? Or order flow? Not order block, order flow. Order flow is not ICT, right? Like, that's not ICT strat. Order flow is something else. It's ICT? I didn't know that. I thought he only had like, he only looked for like, he or part of his strategy is like FVG and like FVG and order blocks. Borderline ICT. Order block is ICT. Order flow is market concept. No, it's not ICT. What are these guys talking about? It's auction market theory. Oh, shit. So it's not. So ICT uses order block. Order flow and order block are different. I mean, ICT is the algo though. If you trade ICT concepts and then you trade funded, you're meant to blow up, 100%. Guarantee. Fair value gap, accumulation, distribution. What's the other one? Equilibrium. Fuck. Equilibrium. What's equilibrium, chat? What is that? Equilibrium. Equilibrium is 50% fib. For real, that's it? Hold on, equilibrium. Let me copy and paste what you just wrote because I don't know how to spell it. All right, let's see. Equilibrium. What is equilibrium? I just want to know because a state in which the supply and demand for a given good or service are in balance. Oh, so 50% retracement. Like, so basically, equilibrium is like when you make a high and then you come down to meet. Oh, hold on. Let's say you open up here, you come down, you come back up, you come here. And then this right here is your equilibrium because that's the balance. So isn't that just like a doji? That's a doji candle. If you come up and make a high and a low, right, chat? That's a doji, right? This is the opening. This is the high. This is the high. This is the low. This is the low. This is the close. So that's a bullish doji. If that's a bullish doji, then this right here is a massive range. This right here is a massive range. So what do you want to wait for next? You want to wait for price to break the lows, but not just the lows. You want to wait price to break the highs, but not just the highs. You want it to pull back. And if it pulls back, continues, there you go. There's your position. Pulls back, continues, there you go. That's your position. Pulls back into the range, that's your fake out. You know? Pulls back into the range, that's your fake out. Ain't that what that is? It's so crazy though. It's like you can literally just see anywhere. Trading's the only place where everything could be true. Yeah, because we're retail traders. So being like retail traders, right? It's like we're not using like mathematics to enter. We're not like quant traders here. So anything could be true. Or everything is true really. Just what you use to get in. But no matter what strategy you use, chat, it's just like consistency and discipline still, right? Like that's 99% of it, really. The 1% is the actual technical analysis, but you could use any. It's not really the strategy that is the issue. A lot of times, it's like your mental, having to deal with like red days, having to deal with FOMO, you know, getting in when you shouldn't get in, and that's kind of where the playbook comes in hand. The playbook helps with that. Yo, you got me that Turco? I'm gonna put that shit right there. W. Can double fake out happen here? Yeah, it could. It could. Double fake out could happen. Could be in a triple fake out too, because you can still come up. Like it's in the range, right? It's like this. I guess like this right here is the equilibrium. But look, like yeah, this is like one massive range here. This is your range. So I wouldn't trust like breakouts below here and breakouts above here yet. There's no sense of volume here. No top wick on the 4. Why no buys? Because there's no top wick on the 4 on the previous candle too, right? But yeah, there's no like 4 out top wick on the previous candle too. On this one. What you really do as a retail trader is to find small move that goes in your favor before hitting your stop loss. Facts. Yep. Very true, very true. I might get copyrighted. Hold on, let me just play that. So what else is there? Equilibrium. Even if I don't trade, I want to be tapped in. Like I want to know like what everyone is like trading. What else is there, chat? Order flow, order blocks. Order blocks. Let's see. What is order block? Order block, order block, order block. What's a breaker block? Bearish order block zone. Hey, this is like a massive range here too. This is actually pretty good price action. We need something like that to happen on gold, you know? Right now, chat, we're sitting here. This is where we're sitting right now. Like it's really not that great yet. But once you start moving like this, that's the glitch. Or you know what? Maybe right now we're like more like this. We're more so coming up slowly like this actually. So yeah, I don't know. Change in state of delivery. Shows the most volume. I see. My analyzed zones are all similar to yours, but I find ITH and ITL, then use Scanbox to find the levels in the range. I only trade above and below 0.25, 0.75. I don't know what half of that means, but I'm glad that's similar. Are you watching his brand ICT shit? No, these terms I've always like heard of. I just never like knew the exact thing, like exact definition. Like I just heard about them. At the end of the day, I still see it as the same though. Like it's the same as like any other strategy. Watching his brand. Change of character. Yeah, I heard of that one. That one's to break a structure. EMAs. I used to use EMAs. I don't use EMAs though. I used to. Like way back. EMAs and MAs. Imagine saying onion and celery to ICT. Well, that's kind of why we made like onions and celeries to begin with, you know? Like when we first made them. Onion, celeries, pineapples, because everyone was just making these sweaty ass names like equilibrium and shit. And I was like, bro, let's just name it celery play. Because it doesn't matter like what the name is. It's just like if we can recognize it, you know? Now when you hear celery play, you know what it is on top of your head. You hear a leg count, you know what that is. Or if you've been here, you know what that is. But if someone new, it's like, these guys tripping. But it's just a way to recognize. Yeah, it's a way for my community to recognize what it is. But don't get it twisted though. Just because they sound goofy, don't mean it's goofy, right? It's like we spent years looking at a lot of the concepts, like months. Like there was one time we had a play called it was called the Firecracker. We dropped it. I think we looked at it for a couple months and we dropped it. Or like the WAP play. We had a WAP play for like we looked at it for 8 months. We dropped it. It just wasn't good enough. Lately, like last year, we started looking at something called liquidity for wicks. It hasn't happened enough, so I wouldn't say I dropped it yet, but until we notice it happen more. But lecandle too, like lecandle was like back in 2024, like 2 years basically since we first introduced it, and then we didn't start taking it until like 2025. So it's a lot of like sample sizing. But it wasn't just like I woke up one day, let me just draw around. Like I didn't just do this. Oh yeah, this is called apex play, you know. And then next thing you know, we started waiting for these setups. Like it took some time. Apex play. Apex play kind of sound hard. When did Firecracker? Yeah, Firecracker was one time. Firecracker. Yeah, the foot was just like glitch, like just volume. Like it wasn't really a strategy though. It was just like, yo, like you can get some volume here. I'm very new. Yep. If you very new here, I'm not gonna lie. It's a bit, but it is free, so like you just gotta spend a lot of time. Like I would say like 8 months. If you're 8 months consistent, you'll see like you have a good understanding of it within 8 months. But yeah, some people don't want to wait 8 months, right? If you don't want to wait 8 months, then DVSO2 will expedite that for you. What up, baby? Let's see, chat. We're below this range, right? Is it really a breakout though? Right? You know what I mean? Like this is one massive range, so you can just move down here, up here, down here, up here, right? Nothing significant. But let's see. You have a little bit of structure too. How much are these candles? This range here, 70 pips is not the worst. Not the worst. Would you ever do polls again? I reckon knowing the sentiment is useful. Yeah, but YouTube polls kind of suck. Twitch polls are nice. Twitch had like, you can even bet on the polls. What polls though? Like, what do you want me to ask? Like bias and stuff? No way you just made some Travis DVSO 1 merch pencil. Who that is? No, who's that? Who is that? Chat, give me like 1 minute. Let me use the washroom real quick. Who is Bogdanov? Sounds like some serious trader, yo. I started learning about all this stuff and just started watching a couple of days ago. So I'm just trying to figure out, are you buying in right now or waiting for it to rally? I think, like straight beginner. I have this right now as a support zone. I have this as a resistance, and this is one range. So what a range means is that it's not doing anything significant because it's just bouncing up and down, which is like a lot of times you'll think just because it's in a range and you think it's more predictable because it's going up down between the ranges. But if we can sit that out and wait for something different to form other than up down within the ranges, then that is going to be our move, right? But right now it can just do this forever, like, or for a long time before it starts breaking out. So once it starts breaking out, that's when we'll like lock it in more because now we have more information. This still doesn't mean like it's going to break out and drive. It can still get a fake out, right? So that's why even if it does break out, we'll still wait for a bit of structure above here to form before looking for ideas to go up. But first step is just breaking out of this entire blue zone, right? Same thing goes for the way down too. If it breaks down, like you want to see it pull back and hold before we look for continuation of sells, which would then be the gap fill down there. But like, as of right now, it's just kind of bouncing between. So when it does that, I just kind of sit out and wait for price to break out. It's tradable though. This is like a 500 pip range, so a lot of people are trading this. It's not the worst range, right? But I want something more predictable. I can't read what it's giving me right now. That's what I mean by breakout. Yeah, like a breakout in volume. Yep. And today's pretty simple. You know, you have the ranges marked up already, so you just kind of wait for the breakout, and then once you break out, just minor confluences, confirmations, really, like higher lows, structure, and once that adds up, we'll be in. But the first step is just breaking out. So like you don't have to waste your energy just, you know, like being drained in this range here. But a lot of times, like, traders don't want to miss on moves, right? So like they're looking, oh, how can I get a sell down here, or how can I get a buy up? Like they just want it to be done and out. But that's doable too. But I'd rather just wait for something else to form here because I don't have much information. How long have we been ranging for? Like Sunday, right? It's just Monday and Tuesday, really. It's not too bad yet, chat. Oh, Bogdanov, that meme, that guy. That's the market maker. Are you saying within that range it's not very consistent? It's consistent in terms of like it could just go down, up, down, up, down, up. Right? It's consistent in that. But I want something unique to form. I want something out of the circle, out of this like range to form. Something that is gonna break this cycle. Because this is a range cycle now. Right, on a smaller time frame, like this entire area, this is a cycle on its own. So it's consistent. It's consistently ranging. Big range too. So it's not like it's untradeable, but I would, in this case here, like going up and down isn't a confirmation for me. It's just like a range. Like wait for something else, wait for something better, wait for something like more different to form. So that starts with a breakout. Some ranges we are trading though. Like it depends on where we're at in the range, right? But you've been here for a minute. Like when you first pop into the range, that's usually when we're looking for a breakout to continue. But once you start like coming up and then coming down, this becomes a range now. So now it's like you really want to wait for that breakout. It's the same thing that's happening on like the daily candle on gold here. Gold, same thing. Like you have this daily time frame here, right? And where this is the top of the range, this is the bottom of the range. So is it a range yet? No, because it just broke into it and it pulled back. If it comes down again and then pulls back, that's a range. And that's kind of where we're sitting on gold right now on the small time frame in that massive blue range. So the daily could do the same on the higher time frame. Same pattern, same market cycle. Because that's what kind of happened here. But since it's a daily, you know, it's not too bad because the ranges are massive. Let's see, chat. Is there going to be structure coming down? We could get sells here if there is structure coming down, right? Like I wanted to see earlier if you can break above these highs before coming down. If not, then I'm going to have to watch this drive down 220 pips. Let's see. Spreads are not bad here. Spreads are not bad. You're breaking out below here, chat, after creating some structure here. So this could be a lower high. And that could give you a push. Third-minute lay. Oh, on a closure, it might be, yeah. Damn. You had a 4 lay, that got filled. Someone said a lay earlier on what? Oh no, I wasn't. Sometimes like when you sit in the charts for so long too, after a range, you'll think the first breakout is the move, right? But that's just the start of a day. Just because you started today doesn't mean price started today. Price can start its day whenever it wants, right? So sometimes you might be sitting for 3 hours. Let's say from 8 and it's 11. You're about to hop off because your session's coming to an end. Next thing you know, price just starts moving. And that's why a lot of traders get confused with too. They sit here for so long, they think they start to believe that the first move is like the actual move of the day. Yo, 4% EU. Let's see. Every time I look at EU, the spreads are massive. Like that's my whole TP usually. USD. What'd you get? Sells? Some nice sells. Shit, how much is this range? Wow, this is 160 pips, chat. Fuck. This is 160 pips, this range here. Gold's 160 pips is like this move. It's insane. Yeah, I feel like EURUSD is the definition of a range. Every time, there's like one market cycle for this. It's always in a range. You had this move down 2013, 2014, but holy. It's pretty stable. That's probably why. Like the euro. It's a pretty stable currency. Let's see. Let's see USD JPY. That's a little less stable. A little more volatile. Yeah, I mean EURUSD is a pretty like safe, like not safe, but pretty easy going pair. Wow. US 30 all-time highs once again. Sheesh. So when it does break out, do you wait a couple of cycles before taking action? I'll tell you exactly what I'll do here if it breaks out. So this is like the range. And then I'll wait for a breakout because once you break out this blue zone, that's real volume. In this range here, is it real volume? It could lead to it, but I wouldn't tell until it breaks out. So I'll understand that. So I'll wait for this or I'll wait for this. It doesn't matter which way it goes. My bias right now is no bias because there's no real direction right now. You're just in a range, right? So once you start breaking out it leads to more information. Let's say you break out above. Will I just take a buy off bat? Probably not. I'll wait for price to pull back. If it doesn't pull back, then so be it. I'll have another zone up here, like 4368. I want to see it close above. But let's say you pull back, right? And then you continue to re-break the highs. As long as you hold these areas here, and there's not a chance for a fake out, we'll continue looking for buys up. And then same thing goes for the move down. Hold on. Take it back a step. If it breaks up and it pulls back, and it doesn't continue up, it starts shifting back into the range, right? That's very key. That's why I'm waiting for that to break the highs again. But if it just shifts back into the range and that's your fake out, there's a high chance we can look for ideas within this range down now, because this made a high and this is like lower highs, and this is more structure coming down, right? And then same thing for the sells too. Like if you were to break below first, we'll let it break and then we'll wait for a pullback, right? If that pullback decides to hold this range here, it continues to re-break the lows, we'll look for more sells below here or below like 4309 where I have in the higher time frame. But if it pulls back and then it starts to shift into the range, and that's now your fake out. So then you could, one, look for ideas within this range, or two, look for ideas above here. And that's what I'll be looking for exactly within this range here. But the hard part is trying to distinguish like what is the range really? Like, is this going to be the range, right? Because look, like you could have had this as a range, and look, it broke above and broke below and still no direction, right? That wasn't true range then. Your true range is really here. If you really zoom out. Like if you show up to the charts and you want to take positions, you're going to see this as a range. If you show up to the charts and you're like, you really want to take a position, your eyes are going to see this more of a range, and you look for a breakout above or below here. But if you show up and you just like forget like about taking positions, like what is the most like probable trade I can take today, you understand that this is one whole range. Because that's like part of your mental too, right? Your mental preps you for like what a range is. And it sometimes you need less to take a position, right? Based on your mental. But yeah, that's what I'll be looking for today. And then another thing I was looking for too was if you break out above first and it's one constant move up, very key, one constant move up, no pullbacks, 4398 could be wick entry sells, because we're looking for a higher low because we haven't gotten one yet. So if this continues as the first breakout, a first break could be a fake out, something I repeat a lot, and then we can look for wick entry sells to make a higher low, or it could be a start of a fake out. But TP won't be like down here. TP will probably just be like from there or here, right? We'll look for a position within this blue box. So that's also a possibility as well. The reason I wouldn't take wick entry sells is because you have a gap down here, right? So if you start coming down, I'm afraid that this can just pull back and continue to hold to make its way down. So I wouldn't have wick entry sells anywhere here, or wick entry buys down here. SpaceX, let's see. Sheesh. Don, you think when you create the playbook, everything starts shifting? For sure. I don't know, like you just recognize patterns, like even like you're losing patterns, like you'll start to understand like what type of situation you'll get in losses in, like when there's no volume, when we're just in the range, when it looks a certain way and it's a false breakout, like when it's glitching a certain way, like all those things like that I didn't have answers for like years ago. You just over time you answer one thing at a time, like one thing becomes more clear, and then that's why the playbook keeps evolving. But like, you know, you really got to journal to start that too. Because if you don't journal, then you're never going to be on track onto like what you're looking for, what you're taking. You got to keep track of what you're doing to recognize. But yeah, once you have a playbook, I don't know, everything just becomes like, it's like black and white. It's like, if it's clear, it's clear. If it's not, you know, if it's not in your playbook, then it's not in your business. Do I recommend? I don't use them, so I don't know. But before I heard they were good. You want to talk about overall market trajectory? I find it the main factor in general. Example now goes bullish recovering after war news thoughts, because I think it's all distraction. Like I don't talk about it because I think it's like all just noise. Like I really think like price is meant to move how it moves. If it's gonna go up, it's gonna go up. News is gonna help it go up. News is gonna bring in more volume. Like I see news as volume, not really as like, oh, there's something happening here, so we gotta come and correct that move because of that exact event. Like I don't believe in that because I will never get proof of it. There's no real reflection of it always, but I can use patterns to get there. So like if like let's say this move on Thursday, Friday was news, which it was news, and you get a correction, okay, cool, you'll get a correction, right? But like I wouldn't start looking for ideas until like price actually prints like everything that I wanted to see, like structure and closure below ranges, etc., right? But I don't like look at news like that from that standpoint. I just, it's like unnecessary noise. Like think about it, you could say it's news too, but like looking at how much you move, like you've rarely had pullbacks, right? Coming down, it's just constant straight moves, like maybe here, right? But ever since then, like this is the first range. This is your first range, chat, after this move from February. And then this is your first breakout. First breakout could be a fake out, right? Like I've always said that. First, or just that's a term that I always repeat. First breakout could be a fake out. So then this can start shifting back into the range. And if it does, and it starts to create structure, like you expect a range fill. Is that going to be, will there somewhat be news in this range here to go up? Probably, could be, right? Some round news might come up, red folders, boom, right? You drive. But like that's the thing, like we'll never really know. So I see news as just volume. Like I have my fair share of news though. Like I used to like really like try to understand like exactly what's going on, but I don't know. It just doesn't make sense with me. Like if you get a news state and it drives price down, I wouldn't really say it's like I'm still waiting for counts to close, right? That's the thing. Even if it is, like I'll still wait for counts to close. Single most important thing you realize about market that was key in becoming a profitable trader. Single most important thing to be a profitable trader. You really gotta learn to reset the mind every day. Like even like in your journey as a trader, like learn to reset the mind. Like learn to just reset for the next day. Like go into the day without a bias. Go into the day without an idea and just reset every day. That's what helps me. Like for example, like you don't want to go into the day actually like thinking about your loss from like 2 weeks ago, because then now all of a sudden you're like looking at ranges differently. Like that affects the way you look at ranges, chat. If you're chasing a loss, you'll see this as a range and you'll look for a breakout. If you're not chasing a loss, you'll see this as a range and you'll be more patient automatically. So that really plays a huge part in how you trade and like you know, what you're looking for. If you're more anxious to trade, you're gonna see every single micro movement as like, oh shit, it's moving, right? Versus like you're just chilling and waiting. So yeah, just like resetting the mind every day. Prepping, that comes with like a lot of prep work. I don't know, like I try to wake up like maybe like an hour and a half before my charts. I try to wake up at 6:30, and I just, you know, get myself ready. But everyone's different. I didn't start doing that until like maybe like recently. I used to just trade all 3 sessions. No sleep. I'm waiting for that person to come in again and say, yo, Don, I've been here for a week, still no trades? Yes. Bro, look at this price action. What could I really do? And this thing is just not moving. Wait, what? Yo, let Pip. What position are you in again? From top, no. What's your stops though? Ooh, 4307. Oh, that's like the break of this. I think there's a chance you can get a lower high. I do want to see a lower high. Like, that's the thing. I do want to see a lower high before coming down. I don't know what price will print that, but if it does, then yeah, you'll be out of that, and then we can also get ourselves too. That'd be nice. That'd be nice, chat. Chat, if we can get that, that'd be sweet. That's what we can take actually. If it starts shifting up here, what time is it? 10? Yeah, volume comes in, let's say, and then you start shifting back into the range here. We can start looking for sells below like these ends and downwards towards 4307, 4305. That would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool, pretty cool. $43.30 is equilibrium for a day, Donnie. That's just 50% retracement from today's highs. $43.30 equilibrium. I see. I see some type of support here, right? Makes sense. No problems, Josh. Chat, double stream tomorrow though. One in the morning, and then we'll do another one in the afternoon. We're still here for a day until 11, but you know, just waiting for volume to kind of come in here. Maybe it could still be trades. I'm open to it. I'm still here for a reason, but if it hits 11 and we're kind of still in the range, then you know, enjoy the World Cup games or something. What are the best things I can feel if I move to Canada? What you mean you can feel? Where are you going to? Vancouver? Angel likes chat for real. 100. We're at 75, chat. We get to 100. Discord. Discord. W Revenge. Wait, you just came yesterday, no? Oh, breaking on lows again, chat. Let's see. Spreads got a little tighter here too. Spreads isn't really like a real confluence. but it is like something I look forward to see when we'll get volume, right? But yeah, starting to shift. The previous count's a leg candle. This one might close leg in about 13 minutes. We'll see. It is the first break outside this range, so we better find out. I was looking at this yesterday and I was like, yo, what if we get a correction of this? Like this could be the same mirror. That is possible. But either way, right? If it is the same mirror, look how much range you got. If it is the same mirror, you have a lot of range. You don't need to get in early, or you don't need to get in now. You still got range below 42.74 or like 43.05, right? If you're scalping. Oh yeah, that's another reason why I might not look at like the overall trajectory of price, because we're scalping, right? So it's like really from range to range. Like we don't gotta worry about like what's happening up here or like what's happening down here right now. Like it's really just range to range on a small time frame. If I was swinging, maybe, yeah, I think I'll account for all of that news a lot more. So yeah, we got 190 more pips there, chat. If it drives before we get ideas, right? The pip you can manage too if you want. Like I would say like this is the first time you made structure right here, so like right around here, these are lower highs. So if you continue to pull back and then instead of going up, it rips back down to re-break, that can be your stop instead. So you can manage ahead of the actual 05 zone, because 05 is like the bottom of the range. So if you keep getting structure to take you down, like right now you're breaking below here too, right? Nice. In my humble opinion, yes, bound the range should be cleared. Chassis, we could get in cells too, right? I just want to see some structure here. Like if it's not above here, which at this point, if it comes up there, will that really be structure, or is that going to be just continuation, right? Because you have a new low here. But if you could get some highs here, that'd be nice too. In these ranges, pullbacks, pullback holds. We can look for ideas coming down here. And then yeah, 05 is my next zone, and then below 05 I have like 42.75, which is pretty steep. Very nice. Let's see if we get sells, chat. We gotta wait for a pullback, right? But if we do get sells, I wonder if we could use something 44.78, so 1400 pip stops, 1600. So then stops lot size could be 0.0 0.06. But I need to see a pullback, because this is the first breakout, right? So it can easily still fake out, still a possibility. So if you get that lower high, they'll get that out of the way. You'll tell off of that. But no wick entry sells. Yeah, this isn't bearish enough for wick entry sells. But if you get a push back and then a continuation back down, probably like a second re-break. If it's a slow move up and slow move down, second re-break. If it's quick, then first break below would be nice. But if it's a second re-break, then you're looking at this probably 43.18 to 43.05. But I have this blue zone here just because of these highs here. Like that's where you created lower highs in the past. So I'm assuming that's the same zone here. $43.15 daily open. Yep. Daily can flip. Daily can flip. I wonder if this is invisible here. Like this isn't really a strong zone. If it's not, then as you come back down, you can have a leg candle right here, which is down towards 4301. Yeah, same zone. 4301 is down here. So could that be the bottom wick? You know what I mean? Did you get a pullback yet? You're coming up. Let's see. You gotta push up 4 more pips. W. Looks like everyone's in cells. See, so I had, what did I have again? 43.35. Yeah, in these areas there. 43, 32, 35 zones. 28 zones in that zone. This can be a lower high too, but that won't be enough. If that's a lower high and it drops, then it is what it is. Can't really get in there. This is also a minor support too, right, chat? Right around here, so could be something. Could be where you start pulling back from for the lower high. Remember, this is the very first move of the day, right? It's 10. So it's not bad. It's not like it's 11, 12, but if it's the first move of the day, you should have more volume throughout the day. Imagine. It's the same high. Here at 10:25 p.m. Sheet. Let's see, chat. Slight lower highs here. So if we get the second re-break too, and this is a minor support, it won't be an issue because you're gonna have to wait for this to break first and then pull back again and then second re-break. So it's gonna be a confirmation of a break below 32 anyways, right? If that's a minor zone. 43.22. Let me just put down MT5 as well. And then we'll be shifting back into this range here. Right, and that's ourselves. Back into this area. See, yeah, pull back here. It didn't tap 31, but that's fine, right? If you break below here, I probably want to see us break the lows. Let's say it pushes down towards like 18 or something. Shifts back, re-break. I'll say below here. And then I think you have a nice like trail stops BE zones down here at like 13, 14 zones, chat. So yeah, remember 0.06 lot is what I got here, okay? And then if we get in, stops are gonna be like above 43, 44.86. That's what I got. All right, so taps 17, right? That minor support there. You want to see us break. So you want to see that break, and then if it breaks, you may miss on this push. But let's say it doesn't push, it pulls back towards 17. The re-break of that low, right? So the second re-break, not the first, and that'll be our idea. Because this is a minor zone too at 17. How do I find 17? I look left, and then I used these areas right here, right? Just minor zones, nothing too major, but that is, if it's like a minor zone, that's an area you can pull back at for a lower high. Let's see, pushing up, could still be a fake out. Turks and Caicos, bro. It's real different down there, huh? The first time we went, like, there was a couple there that was like, yeah, back in like the 1990s, this place, there was nobody on this island. It was like an older couple, because I think they've been going there for a minute. But even the last couple of years, like Turks and Caicos, like, been popping. I wonder why. All right, 17.38. Chat, let's see. 17.38. So you want to see a break. Spreads are kind of wide here, but let's see. I think news better come out or something, right? News in 3, 2, 1. Imagine. Damn, it's funny. Yo, how we have 450 viewers? Y'all just sent a trade or something? Holy. It's a leg count here. You can treat it as one. All right, let's see. Can you break 17? Break 17 and pull back, right? So there's a chance we could miss on this if it doesn't pull back. That's the thing. But that's okay, because you have a lot of range below anyways. But if we can get in here, that'll be nice. But you want to see us break. So if it breaks, there's a minor zone here that could be the areas. All right, there's the break. Can we pull back? Small pullback. Nothing's too steep. And then the re-break our lows. All right, you got the pullback. Okay, now the re-break our lows is what is going to be our position. Okay, 0.06 lot, chat. And then BEs could be, trail stops could be 13.76. BEs could be a little ahead maybe here. How much is this? Wait, hold on. I thought this was 30 pips. Maybe this could be BE. 14.27. And then below there is going to be trail stops. So can you break? Hold on. Pulling back, right? We got that pullback. So everything we wanted so far has been good. Let's see how slow this is to come down. If it's slow, wait for another. Probably wait for this range to break out. But if it's within one motion, then this would be the breakout lows. We'll grab. And yeah, these are BE zones, very key, right? There's just minor zones here coming down. You ready? It's gonna break. All right, chat. Gone sells right there as it rebroke its low, and we are going to. So I don't put like pending orders. I just market X because it fucks with my other copy traders. But market X and the rebreak of lows, and then BE. Remember 14.27, probably like 14.27, 14 levels between here and here. BEs, and then below will be trail stops, right? So then below like 13 will trail stops below there, and then yeah, continue trailing. I think TP will, I'll probably try to attempt like 08. I don't think I'll attempt anything too crazy. I think this trade has a lower chance of getting a runner, higher chance of getting like a BE or like a trail stops, but runners lower chance. But if you get it, that'll be nice, right? Just have levels marked up and ready to go. And yeah, let's see. Can we get a push? Spreads are kind of wide though, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see if that picks up as you come down and glitch. If you get one instant pop down 11, we'll close probably. Let's see. Chat, why y'all so quiet, bro? Y'all making me nervous. Buy or sell, bro? We're in sells, man. So rebreak at this low will be BE, okay? The rebreak, all right, that is break even. So BE, okay, if you rebreak this low, that second white line there will trail stops, but not yet. This is just BE for now, okay? And yeah, BE hit. So yeah, again, high chance this trade was going to give you like a BE or a trail stop, just like off of kind of what we have here. And I was saying like if it just shifted down towards 11, that would be like our close. If it was one push, if it's a slow push, I think continue trailing, right? But yeah, BE hit there off of that zone. I think we got a little bit in profit, but basically a BE trade, right? These are key levels to break, but we had that was our advantage point, right? So we're gonna journal that out, chat, and then we'll come back and see what's up next. All right, I think next though is gonna be below I think below 05. Let's see how much this pulls back. It depends on how it pulls back. If it does pull back and like at what rate it pulls back at, that'll be very key. But yeah, I'm gonna journal this out, and then we'll see what we can do next. Okay, chat? I think we peaked like, we peaked 23 pips. So yeah, basically just these white lines here. If that would have re-break this, that's when I would have trailed stop loss from here to like here in profit. So we would have trailed it maybe at like 15 pips in profit, and then just continue trailing the way down. All right, chat. All right. Hey, whose cat is that? All right, let's go journal this out. So what day is it? The 16th. So that's our first trade in like 6 days, chat. First trade in 6 days, and of course it's another sell. Of course. 10:32. I feel like it's going. Buys today, I would say. When we got into that trade, it was technically bearish, but I'll put bearish. Bearish. Normal sells. We took just a regular breakout, I'm pretty sure, right? What did we take there? I'm gonna remove these now too. Those are just BE zones. What did we take there? Fake back into the range, breakout. I think you can put a fake out back into that range there, expecting that range to get filled, plus a leg candle on the one, but mainly a fake out on the 30 back into the range. Current higher low, we took that for our stops. TP was based off of, what was it again? The leg candle fill in the 1, right? So I'll put the 1 hour leg candle fill. BE was next logical point resistance. We went BE correct. We managed in the minute. We used the minute there, the 30, and what else did I use? Minute, 30. I think a 4 too. And then expected outcome was a range fill. Unfortunately, we couldn't get that. It was a win though. 0.06 lot. What was it? $1.74. And then pips wise was 2.9. So yeah, BE, but drawdown, there was a bit, right, chat? A little bit. A little bit of drawdown. $25 pips. 25 pips. Max profits was 23. So almost a 1-to-1. And then trail stop loss hit. No, BE just hit. BE hit on the minute. BE hit, and he gave us 2.90 because I put a little bit of profit. And then let's go with this one. 6, 16, 20, 26. What time's that trade at? 10:32. Sells. Fake out. Current higher low. 30. Fold. 2.9. So we still made a percentage or something. Let's see. What's that gonna give us, chat? $1.74. Let's see. 0.06%. All right. Yeah, basically BE trade, chat. But yeah. So now, like, if we get continuation, then it's gonna have to re-break the lows. But this can still be a fake out, right? Back into the range here. And if it is, then we'll look for more ideas above like 4375 or something. But I don't think I'll have buys right at 4355. I'll probably let this kind of play out to see if you get another lower high before coming down again. That is still a possibility. If that were to happen, then again, we can get earlier entries, right? Because if it comes up, makes a high, starts shifting back into the range, we can get sells like below 4340 down towards the range fill, and that'll complete the range fill, right? So that's still a possibility. That's gonna require a bit more waiting. All right, chat. Straightforward? Straightforward? Pretty straightforward, right? Straightforward. For no top wick sell risky. I don't think it's risky. Like if you wait for like structure, like that's why I waited for lower highs and stuff to form. Like I waited for certain taps and then pullback, because then like as like the idea is like below the blue zone, as long as you get structure below there, you're good. Is a 4 out top, could that be a thing? Yeah, it could be a thing, right? But off of like the way it was coming down, like the structure, and kind of where we had our vantage points, right? It was enough room to drop down to those ends. I didn't close full though. Like I wanted to see that could re-break the lows again before we trailed, but I said 43.11. If it shot down towards 11, that would have been more so of a closure. I think you got some type of zones here too at that area. But from here, it could still come up just to come down again. It can do whatever here still. right? Peace out, Cookie. You got slipped by 12 pips, Penzo? Damn. What the hell? What the hell? Can you explain the ranges again, bro? What ranges? These areas just minor zones. Like the only major zones that I do have is maybe like let me just go back to this. The major zones I have is like 4381 and 4274. These are just minor zones. So like just look left, like, you know, like look at where you rejected off of. Like there's a reason why those were like BE zones and trail stop zones. So like that would have been something. This down here could have been something. This right here is something. Like any areas that you could reject off are like usually our management zones. So that's kind of how like why these white lines are placed where they are. All right. Let's see if we get another trade, right? If like we still got a little bit of time left, and this only started to move at like 10 chat, 10:15. So this is still the very first move of the day, and this is the pullback. This is the second move of the day. So you're coming in closer and closer to getting like something more confirmed today. What type of trade are you? Sell low, buy high. Negative RR. Dead ass though. Yeah, that's basically what we do. Buy low, sell high, negative RR. It's literally 99% mental, 1% really trading. Well, no, that's how it looks on paper, but we trade price action. So market structure, small resistance. We look at candles. Like you can go on and on and on about price action, right? But a lot. Spreads are kind of wide there too. You saw when it was coming down, chat. That was like also why I was kind of like, I don't know if we'll get a runner here. Spreads are better now though on the way down. Let's see. Spreads kind of wide earlier. I never understand using candles. Yeah, reverse engineer candlesticks. Like, look. If you were to draw this candle on a higher time frame, it's gonna look like this. Hold on, it's gonna be bearish, right? Because you're coming down. But let's say you open up here. This is where the candle stands right now. So if you get in a higher time frame closure, the next candle, as it makes its way down on a smaller time frame like this, where you're gonna get in a higher time frame is just this, right? You draw a fib out from like here to here. This gives you a 30.2 or 6.8 retracement. So it's like it's like literally like a million things you can put and view it as, but that's why I'm saying like it's like 99% mental and like really 1% trading. Chat, in 4 more days though. In 4 more days, we're going to be at 1 year with 1 loss in the last 365 days. And then Penzo will be at 1 year without a loss because he missed out on that loss we took in January, or no, in June last year. No, in January. First off. Let's delete this. Let's delete this. So this is a pullback lip hip now, right? So like it's below that blue zone still, but that was your first pullback. So this is like the most annoying part if you were in that drawdown, because then now you want to see this and all of this form, right? And that's the thing. You got a pullback, which is good, but now can it break above that blue zone? I want to know where everyone spawned from though, because how do you guys know I was about to get into a trade? Like the viewers just spike. Like how do you guys know we about to get a trade? Every time. Also, did we get slipped on the entry a little bit? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. That was pretty good. Volume indicator on YouTube. For real. Fake that you're getting a trade. All right, chat. Y'all ready? Y'all ready, chat? Get ready, guys. Let's see where we at right now. 388. Chat, get ready. Could be something here. Let's see. I want to see this come back up, tap this zone, and then continue to re-break the lows. And if it does that, get ready, man. Could be in the next 10 minutes. No, actually though, we can get in our position. Let's see though. 11 is gonna close. Weak bearish. Let's see. Damn, son, where'd you find that? What's up, man? Same day as purchase. That's just how it be some days. Oh, that kind of body reaction. On what time frame? The 1? Yeah, I was hoping that when it broke this low, it just drove. Because I was like, the re-break usually gives you a little bit of push. It just broke. Couldn't get the extra push. You know? I think that's our 6th trade of the month, chat. Yep, 6 trades. Is it safe to assume the gap is being retraced? I don't think assuming is a good strategy. Like, I don't, like, you could fill the gap, but until price actually lines up to fill it, it's hard to assume. Or at least, like, I try not to take positions off of assumption. Like, from here, it doesn't need to fill the gap. There's no, like, price doesn't know about the gap. Like, price action, they're not talking to each other like, yo, come back down here and fill this gap, right? It's like, you'll see it if it comes down. Like, you'll see like that structure coming down. So you could like make a higher probable guess when it's down here versus like from here, it could still be higher lows continue up. That's the thing. But it's possible. I think a lot of people are looking for the gap this week. Tomorrow's FOMC, so maybe. If today is not, tomorrow could. Or maybe today could fill the gap and then tomorrow could come back up. Or something tomorrow. We waiting for sells? Yeah, I'm waiting for more so volume right now too. Like if we come down again, it should be double the volume that we had earlier. If it's really directional. I was hoping we can come up a little higher though for the top wick, at least up to like here at like 35. Let's see, 1 hour closures in about a minute. So we'll see how that picks up. But I got nothing from here. I think we'll miss out on this though. Like this range. And then maybe even this range we'll miss out on. Because for volume I need to see it come down. Actually maybe not this range. Maybe just this range we'll miss out on. Because then we can see off of like if it comes down like how much volume there is. So then you still got this range trade and below here. But from here right now, I have no idea. 1 hour is closing bearish though, and it's closing back into this range. So that's good. You can still fill the wick down. But the top wick becomes an issue, right? Like where's the top wick gonna be? Yo, first FOMC tomorrow with Wash. New, what do you call them again? New Fed. Still in the same positions. You were in earlier, right, Circle? Like you had like entries like up here, no? Should be good. Let's see, chat. I think for 11, what I'll do is I'll probably place a session stop loss above like the previous 1 hour highs, so above here. For 11, if it breaks the highs, we'll call it a day. But if it continues to drive down for breaking 43.40, then we got some range, right? And if we can't get this range, we always got this range. Below here is still like 300 pip range, so it's quite a bit as well. 15 lead maybe. Let's see. We wait for sell. Yep. Well, we can get buys too, but I think with the session stop loss being where it is, I think I'm gonna eliminate the idea of the buys, because buys won't be until like 43.81, 43.68. So it's gonna have to exceed those highs, right? But I will say, if it does come up here, top wick first, and then it flips, then yeah, that'd be nice. That's more structured too, and we can look for sells to continue down below into 4301, right? So if we can get a top wick like tapping into these zones here, that'd be sweet. Sweet. What's up, Jordy? The one we took sells on is a 15 le. 15 le. True. Damn. Did anyone close full in that position? Everyone get like a bottom closure, like 20 pips, 23 pips there. Sniper exit. Mean Reggie? Oh, W then. Reduced loss didn't make much, but still 20 pips. Nice. I wanted a full closure too. You trail, Penzo? How'd you trail and still get slipped though? I don't look at the DXY. I just look at the gold chart. I haven't looked at the DXY while trading gold since like 2020, I think. I used to look at it though, like I used to look at US30 and DXY for confirmations of for like biases and direction. But I just look at gold now. I just look at gold. Shad C, 1 hour opening. Top wick you got. It didn't come up to 33. That's fine though. But this range right here, I'm gonna miss out on. This is a 90 pip wick fill, so I can't really be part of that. And then below here is what we could get, but you gotta come down first. And we have a session stop loss up here for now. If this starts flipping bearish and filling the wick, we'll move our session stop loss to the highs, right? And we'll go off of that because it's 11 now. Let's see, chat. 7 minutes in here. We're not really moving here. Maybe we'll, if it just sits here, I think by 11:15, if it just sits in this range though, I'll probably call it a day. If there's no volume. Good old days. Man, FOMC tomorrow. So we survived Monday and Tuesday. All right. So hopefully tomorrow does something crazy. Something crazy. This thing's like frozen. Frozen. What's FOMC? Big forward tomorrow. It's like probably like one of your like eighth like S tier folder, to be honest. FOMC. Federal funds rate, so interest rates for the US dollar. They're keeping the same range tomorrow. Don't ask me, Trav, if it's gonna go up or down. I don't know. I don't know off of that. But tomorrow, right, we'll find out when it comes out 2 p.m. And then usually what we'll do is like we'll do a second stream at 2. We'll come on around 1:30 p.m. East, so 30 minutes before. And then news comes out 2. We'll watch it come out, does whatever, right? And then anywhere from like 2:01 until like 4, we can get positions. There's a speech at 2:30, so if it doesn't move at 2:30 is what's gonna move it, or likely to move it. And then yeah, between that and 4, we'll probably be on until 4:15, depending on if we get something or not. And then that is FOMC. So yeah, there's a double stream tomorrow. Double stream. The last FOMC, did it do anything? Last FOMC was in May 29. Let's see, or April 29. April 29. What did price do on April 29? I don't think it was crazy. Yeah, nothing crazy here. It was just like kind of just a spike down, up range. It was like, I think we're in that transition period, right? Which is kind of where we're at now too. I feel like every time it's near FOMC, we're in transition period. But yeah, it might have been priced in already because leading up into that date, you're kind of pushing down heavy, right? Same thing with gold right now too. Like leading up to the FOMC, you pushed up pretty heavy, so there's a chance it could be priced in for tomorrow. All right, chat. Looks like we're just gonna range here, man. Let's see. Let's put this here. Might be a day though. We got 3 minutes. Yeah, there's the first one about Jerome too. Let's see what this guy does. So what he has rate price today. It's looking like, I think I'll give it like maybe a 5 today. 5 out of 10. I'm surprised it even got a trade today, to be honest, because it moved it was very short-lived. Very short-lived of a move. Crack rock, crack rock. Crack rock, crack rock. Some days nothing just hits. Should I remember this one drawdown song we used to play whenever we come out of drawdown? Not this one. This one. This is our coming out of drawdown song. Oh, yo, we might be pushing out here. Let's see. Carnival. What do you guys listen to, chat? I gotta clear out so many songs here. I think I have like 4,000 like songs. I listen to like maybe 10. In Vietnam. Am I invisible? No, but Travis Scott is. I think I overplayed that song, Pencil. That's why. The song, I overplayed it. It got stuck in my head over the weekend, and then just like that, it was gone. Elysium. Is this dope? Is this a dopamine song? Oh, I see. From Gladiator. Let's play it. Life is what you make it. Sometimes there will be battles, and you have to find a way to push through. Even at your lowest lows, continue to push. Fight like there's no tomorrow. We got one life to live. Grab some more pips, Don. I can't just grab some more pips. Sometimes I gotta trade my FOMO, you know? Fuck it. One day you might see me come to the charts, and you might see me do something like this. Alright, Chad, this is the blue range today. GG's, bro. GG's. What happened? No, we'll be here for, let's see. I want to see if this breaks out here, but it's looking like it's wraps. Hey, this might be copyrighted. This is a movie soundtrack. They gonna get me. This fire music. I think I watched this. Me and my girl watched this, but I think I fell asleep. Oh, it's Hans Zimmer. This guy just be making all the movies tracks. Oh, he has a track from the game? Oh no, that's Da Vinci Code. Different movie. Chad, are you guys gonna watch that new movie, The Odyssey? Can I see your trade? Yeah, right there, man. ASMR? No ASMR in the big 2026. Maybe in the big 2017. Big 2026 ASMR. You gotta be a freak to still listen to ASMR in the 2026. Disclosure Day? Oh, the new one? No, I didn't watch that. I watched Backrooms. Disclosure Day good? Oh wait, that came out Friday, right? Is it good? The alien one? Is it good? I was looking at it, the trailer. Six out of 10. Y'all ever watch Trailer Park Boys? Trailer Park Boys? It's like a Canadian show. You actually seen it, Pencil? That's funny as fuck. Actually? No way. I don't believe it. Trailer Park Boys Canadian? Yeah, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, it's Canadian. I think it took place in let's see, where did it take place? Like middle of nowhere, like Nova Scotia, Canada, like fuck. What the fuck? Eminem and Snoop Dogg? I don't know. I watched like 3 episodes. A couple episodes. Goofy though. Oh shit. Oh shit. Shit. Do you ever believe I actually have a disclosure day in real life? I didn't watch it yet. I don't know. What's it about? Aliens coming down, taking over? I don't know. That might be why they're training AI, you know, to fight the aliens when they come down. All right, yo, chat. I think that's GG's, man. I don't know. I can't just be sitting here like this in this low range. So yeah, I think we'll call it a day, guys. We'll try again tomorrow. Tomorrow is FOMC, so double stream tomorrow. Okay, chat. But hey, if you can sit through this transition, and we don't know how long the transition is gonna last, but if you can sit through the transition, it should be very smooth. Because we just came out of another transition in March, April. So this is a very short-lived move in June or end of May and June, right? So it should be good, but be patient. All right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, not 6:30, 8 a.m. East tomorrow. All right. Have a good one, everyone. Peace. Where's your stop loss, dude? Where are the trade, man? We got out at break even. We are out. Holy, did I just get off and then move? Fake out? Hold on. Wait. All right. Ciao. I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. If you guys are still trading, best of luck. I'll see y'all tomorrow, okay? Have a good one, everybody. Peace. Peace out. Agent tonight. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.
I could tell, dawg. Did it by myself, dawg. Blew up and I'm in the city still. I'm still.
Peace out, man.